What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some Wham. That's right, I've been going through some 80s vinyl recently, in part because a couple people asked for me to react to tracks that I have on vinyl. And when going through that part of my collection, there were a few records that stood out as good fodder for reactions, in part because in a few cases, as with the duo Wham, I know of their cultural significance. I know a few hits that I can remember, at least, parts of them, or maybe just the chorus in a couple cases. But I don't really know the larger breadth of their catalog. And in regard to the duo, George Michael, I remember him, sort of being in the news, and I remember him being sort of the face of Wham. Again, I grew up in the 80s, for anyone new here. I was born in 80, so all the 80s references, or single-digit references for me, 90s tracks are like teenage references for me. Nevertheless, George Michael, I know his cultural, significance to some level. I believe the other guy is Andrew Ridgeley, if I have that right. If I don't have that right, please do let me know. But I don't know anything about him outside of his involvement in Wham. So, like I said, I really don't know their music. However, I do think I know this track, Everything She Wants. I do have to point out, we're going to listen to either the long version, as it says it here on the cover, or the sleeve, but on the inner label it says remix. So we're going to listen to either the long version or the remix, which seem like those are different things, right? But maybe it's just, two different names for the same alternative version of this track. I do want to point out also, this is from 1984, and on the B-side is Like a Baby, which that doesn't ring a bell at all, so I don't think I know that tune. So we'll come back and react to that soon, but as I said, I think I know Everything She Wants, probably the single version, probably a shorter version than this, but I can hear this nighttime 80s club sort of vibe, so we'll see if I'm right about this. Let's listen. This is Wham, Everything She Wants, either the long version or the remix, maybe both, and this is 1984.
Some people
in terms of this is a one-way relationship, and yet it's still not good enough. When he gets a bit more of that, like when he ups the intensity of his vocals. His vocals were like this. I didn't remember. Keep us together. It's just a matter of time. Remember the sliver of this track. It's way better than I remembered. I just remember mostly a bit of the synth, like sonic atmosphere and that non-lyrical, like melodic vocal, but a really interesting tune. And you know, it's sort of the love is still there, but it's a bit pessimistic or like cynical, because he's basically saying that, you know, nothing's ever good enough, and now you're saying you're pregnant, but if I'm not good enough for you like all the time, how the heck am I going to be good enough for two? Like, what are you talking about? But it's like through it all, it sounds like he's still convinced that maybe, you know, he can change that dynamic, or he can make it more, if not reciprocal, at the very least less asymmetrical. So yeah, ultimately, lyrically, it was more intriguing than I remembered. I didn't really remember the lyrics, it was more the sonic atmosphere, but even that was beyond what I was remembering. So a cool tune. Presumably that longer intro is one of the major differences, because it felt like the rest of it was a pretty tidy, you know, like track, whereas it felt like that intro, it sort of took a moment to unpack and unfold the way, you know, a lot of extended mixes will. So I don't know what I'm going to call it. I guess I'll call it like long version / remix in the video description, but either way, a cool introduction to Wham. Like I said, I'll react to Like a Baby, and then we'll see what can happen after that. Do let me know what you think of this track, or Wham more generally. Again, I know them through reputation, but I don't really have any background on, you know, their actual trajectory, when they came together, how many albums they made, and so on.